Formula. Tonight we have a pre-season race round Belgium, Spa-Francorchamps, and we have 13 drivers looking to get a good 50% race in before the season starts. A few big names here. And a lot of TUF regulars here, so this will be a good race, I'm sure. I'm just going to check that the stream is working correctly, and also whether I can get rid of this the black screen on the right as well. But I'm aware we've got a few drivers out on track already, so let me try and get this done as soon as possible because I want to get into the action definitely. Right, first things first, is the stream going? Yes, it is, but yeah, I have got that black box on the right, so I'm sure I can get rid of that. So I'm just gonna try now. Broadcast settings. It's always long getting this set up because I have not commentated in a while. There you go. Right, so that's done. Brilliant. So we're back to full screen. Trunders has a 42.9, which is beaten by Shown with a 42.1. I think lap times to this track, if I'm honest, I think pole position from the likes of Colesbury's a big name in this league. Well, I don't know if he's in Division 1 this year or if he's just reserving, but I imagine he can do a 40 point something, whether it's a low or high, wait to be seen. I'd probably think it's a low 140. But we'll wait and see. Mr. Ice Cold Andy as well. I'm sure he'll get in the 40s. Is that Stinsap? I've not heard of this person before, but if it's Stinner, TUF Stinner, I don't think TUF Stinner would have changed his name, but he's on pole at the moment with a 41.6. Okay, so let's ride on board with Colesbury. He's just started a flying lap. So up Eau Rouge and Radion. And flat out as you'd expect. Although it is a little bit tricky on this game. Flat out, especially in the race, you can get a bit of a twitch up there. So it's not all plain sailing. A lot of curb on the exit there. Into Rivage. And then no name corner. It's been very clean and tidy so far from Colesbury into Pouon. Very tidy again. I don't think he's quite pushing the limits on this lap, but it's tidy so far. To Stavolo. And again, tidy. Not massively aggressive, but tidy. And I didn't see the sector split. Be looking for a 13 in there to get a good time, a 1:13 something around the sector 2 split. Takes a lot of curb, oversteers and wide, and massive oversteer on the exit. And it's only a 42.8 from Colesbury, so that is not. I'm sure he'll be hoping for better than that. Mr. Ice Cold Andy, he set a warm-up lap. I'm not to be honest. I'm not sure if he's pushing at this stage. Let me get the. Yeah, that's better. Lap data. Yeah, I should have done that before. Apologies. As I said, I haven't commentated in a while, let alone streamed. And yeah, Mr. Ice Cold Andy does dive into the pit lane. Colesbury, has he carried on? Well, he's only a 10th down in sector 1. So Codemasters have updated the spectator menu in this game, and that's very good to see that he's only a 10th down in sector 1. So is he still pushing? I think he's still a little bit down on what he'd like to do, but it does seem like he's still pushing. And that will be an invalidation, I'm sure, unless he, yeah, it is. So yeah, 13.9 through sector 2 split, that's good. And I have done a lot of Belgium on this game at the moment, just because it's quite a balanced track. So it is a track I'm familiar with. I do know the times quite well, and I would expect pole to be in the 140s, but at the moment it's only a 141.6. So early part of qualifying, it has to be said. Tyres, yeah, all on the softs, so that would be expected, really. Let's hope the audio is all okay. 1 second. Okay, yeah, that's all good. There's a message saying it is not Stinner, it is Stin Sap, who we're on board with now. Fresh set of tyres for him. Fifth gear through Lecom. That's very nice. I like that. Thank you, Julian. Everything is fine. Brilliant, brilliant. Fifth gear through No Name. It has been renamed, but it's still known as No Name to me, and very flat out, and he's backed off of that lap. Okay, so Kachow in second place at the moment. He isn't backed off, and this looks like a good lap from him as well. No validation there. It was right on the limits, but that's good if you can keep it in the limits. And a 12.9 through sector 2. That is a banging sector 2 time. So let's see if he can keep this on track through the bus stop chicane. Kachow, this is going to be well into the 40s, I'm sure. Oh, a little bit of lag through there. I couldn't quite tell if it was nice or not, but no, it's not. It's a 41.1, but yeah, comfortable in the end for Kachow. I don't think bus stop was optimized, but still, good lap from him. So that's provisional pole at the moment. Shown coming across the line, a 13.8 through sector 2, so not ideal for him. And but he's still in third, so that's a good place to be in. The Boogeyman pits. Colesbury on his out lap. Mr. Ice Cold Andy's just starting his flying lap, so we'll go on board with him. I do like an on-board shot. As a commentator and person in control of the spectator menu, I do like an onboard shot, because I imagine most of us play this game and we would like to see how other people drive. So let's look at Mr. Ice Cold Andy. So unlike Stin Snap, he's going 4th gear through Le Com and into Ravage. Oh, just clipped the outside curb there, and that puts off the car drastically. But he still held it together. Fifth gear through the right left into Stavolo. And it's 30.5, so 6 tenths down on Kachow through the sector 2 lights. 6 tenths, so it shows how good Kachow's lap was. But Kachow's got 5 tenths till second place, so with a good bus stop here, Andy could chuck himself into P2, at the worst P3. And it is P3, a tenth off of Stinsap in P2. Carlsby's on a lap as well. 2 tenths up on his previous lap through the bus stop. It's a very nice bus stop. Oh, a little bit squiggly on the exit. Might have cost him a little bit, but it's P5 for Carlsby. And I was aware that Julian was on a lap, and Julian, probably the favourite for tonight, it has to be said, backed out. And also another person up there, Foxy in P13, has retired along with 4 others. So they rate the fresh tyres over the track position here, which is in a grid of 13 is completely fair enough. And I think that tells me that it won't be raining for the race, which is fantastic. Just because I'd, for the drivers practicing, like a wet race probably wouldn't give them the greatest bit of practice. Wet weather's all about feel and its adaptability, so it's not really too helpful for practice. Chunder's not the best lines through the comms, must be said. I don't think this is a, and again he doesn't. I think this is just a sighted lap for Trunders. So let's go on board with the Boogeyman in the Aston Martin. Fourth gear through Le Com. Some are choosing 5th, some are choosing 4th. Fair enough. Into Ravage. Some short shifting on the exit there. Very nice. All clean so far. Into the right, left. Ooh, just had to back out, got a bit too much curve there. And it's a 13.8, so he's 2 tenths up on his previous time. So 2 tenths would put him just behind Carlsby, so he needs a good bus stop to up a position here. It's not bad, it's not bad. Can he improve? And he does jump Carlsby by 11 thousandths of a second, so it was a good bus stop from the Boogeyman. And it's rewarded, so TUF shown now in 4th position. So here's 5th gear through Le Com. So now into Ravage. Does well not to lock up there. I'm sure Schoen's a non-ABS user, so he did well not to lock up. Downhill braking there. Very easy to lock up. Oh, just once wide. Has he invalidated? No, he hasn't. He's got away with that, and that is a feature on this game. In time trial, you won't get away with it, but in multiplayer, you can get away with it. Fifth gear through Stavolo. That's very nice. And I think I saw he was a couple attempts up, so, and you can gain a lot through bus stops, so Ken Schoen put himself into P3, maybe P2 with a good bus stop. Hits the apex of the right, hits the apex of the left. It's always a good sign. Oh, gets into P3, and he was close to P2. But maybe I was expecting too high of the lads getting a 140 because Kachal has retired, and I think it is. Yeah, it's only Stinsap and Julian. To be fair, Julian, where's Julian? Okay, he's just. Oh, Julian's done a 12.6 coming around sector 2, and Stinsap's invalidated. So let's stay on board with Julian. This should be good enough for pole position, folks. And he doesn't disappoint. There's the 140, 140.5, well into the 140s. Great lap from Julian. His title contenders aren't here for this season. I'd like to say including myself, but I don't think so this game. But yeah, a great lap from Julian. And that is it. Stinsap is the last one. I'm just waiting for him to retire now or go back to the pits. Well, I don't know what he's going to do. He's probably unaware of the situation. So we'll be patient. What is he gonna do? He is going to the line. He goes into the pits, so yeah, it just shows when we were on board with Kachal, he did. There was a bit of lag, but it did, like with discounting the lag, he looked like he lost a lot of time in the bus stop, and I believe Kachal. So Julian did I think it was a 12.6 through the sector 2 split. Kachal was on a 12.9 through the sector 2 split, so only 3 tenths difference. But in the end, their laps are 6.5 tenths apart. So it does go to show how much time Kachal actually lost in bus stops, so I wouldn't write this race off just yet. But here are the full qualifying results. Julian in P1, Kachal P2, Stinsap P3, Schoen P4, Andy with the Spanish flag. I know he's not from Spain, but he's in P5. The Boogeyman P6, Colesbury's in 7th, Trunders in 8th, Boastman in 9th, the only Tomer in 10th with no time, Waitsy in 11th with no time, Backmarker in 12th with no time, and Foxy in P13 with no time. All these people with no time, they're going to be a massive threat in the race. They've seen the lobby size tonight, and they thought, you know what, I'm going to start on mediums, fresh mediums. I'm going to start on fresh softs tonight, and yeah, you know, with the lobby size like this, it's easily possible. Julian Chap in the chat says that they all crashed, but okay, they may have all crashed, but they're still in a great position for this race, and it is dry. Wesley Santana says great lap Julian, and it was very competitive. So yeah, this should be it's just a pre-season race, you know. It's nothing massive on the line tonight, but apart from pride and you know, it's good to get a good practice performance in. Otherwise, yeah, 50%. They're not like a 5-lap race. They're not even like a 25% race. You know, you've got to drive differently in these races. As Julian has stalled off the practice start line. Let's hope he doesn't get disqualified, because that will really damage his race. He's down in P12 at the moment. Well, no, he's not P12, but interesting. Maybe he doesn't want to jump in front of people and make his tyres colder because he's in the first place, but that would be extremely competitive behaviour for a practice race. But Julian is a fierce competitor, so all of those on the grid are TUF racers from last season, apart from Colesbury, well, who was a reserve, I believe, but Stinsap is the only new driver. So at the moment in P3, he is showing himself to be a good competitor and maybe someone to look out for this season. Interesting, the Ferrari battle. Shown out qualifies Andy, which is a turnout for the books, definitely. But it's just the start of a new game, and it is yeah, some people adapt to it quicker than others, so let's not be too hasty with our judgments. But they are just about to get underway here, and this is probably the only time, well, not the only time, but it's probably a good time to go in broadcast camera. Gap. We'll go position change right from the start. Three lights, 4 lights, 5 lights. And they are away in Belgium in this TUF1 practice race. Julian covers off the outside. Kachow, not enough room to go round there. And it's all clean, which is great to see so far. I don't want to jinx it. Yeah, it's all clean, so let's go on board with Kachow. Let's see what his slipstream, and is he going to deploy lots of ERS? Yes, he is deploying. You can see on his steering wheel. Is he going to try and hold it around the outside? Oh no, he's just lost under braking there. It looked like the rear axle's locked up for Kachow. I don't know if he's... I think if he's using no ABS, that can be quite costly on this game. The rear axles lock up and you turn and there goes the car. So it'd be interesting to know if that happened to Kachow, but that's a shame. That's a shame, and fair play to Kachow for going for it. But that does lead the way for Julian to stride ahead, and you would fear it is an easy win for Julian. I don't want to call it on lap 1, but you know, if anyone's watched TUF in the last 3 years, probably, you would have to say Julian is massive favourite for this race. Kachow has retired. That's unfortunate. Oh, and there's a VSC. Okay. But you know, I have not seen Stinsap drive, so he looked very racy in qualifying, and he is Julian's nearest challenger, it has to be said. So Colesbury and Waitsy have pitted. Is that, I didn't see if that was a wing change for Colesbury. It certainly is for Waitsy. What tyre has Colesbury gone on? Because this man is very, very fast. I don't think he showed it in qualifying at all. He was very quick on the last game. Could definitely give Julian his run for the money for the win tonight, but he is not in a good position to do so. Another man is Foxy. There's a very long virtual safety car. Very, very long virtual safety car. I really hope this is not a glitched. No, it's not. Okay, brilliant. Colesbury's a long way back. Yeah, he's gone into the pits for fresh mediums, but I think that was a result of wing damage. It was not strategical. DRS enabled? Yeah, I guess it is, because we have the second lap under the virtual safety car. Was it the second lap? Oh god. Yeah, it must have been, yeah. Oh, sector 1. Oh, TUF showing. Has he binned up Eau Rouge? Yes, he has. You can see him on the right there. That is exactly what I was on about in qualifying. It is not a flat, like, it is flat out, but if you get it slightly wrong, you are in the wall and you are out of the race. So that's a shame from Shone. He was in P3, and I know Shone's on a controller, so it is with the controller you've got to be, you know, there's not much leeway. You're either going full lock right, full lock left, or in the middle. It's very hard, especially up Eau Rouge, to be smooth. So this game for me is a wheel is very, very helpful. But that brings out a virtual safety car. In real life, it'll probably be a full safety car and a red flag. Let's be honest, because that's a massive place to crash. Colesbury will be disappointed. It was only a virtual safety car. Julian, on the other hand, will be liking the fact that it's a virtual safety car. Stinsap 2 seconds behind, it's showing, so could he put Julian under pressure? That'd be great to see. Back marker, drive through penalty, speedy under the VSC, and I think Toma's got the same. Toma has a penalty. Let's see what Toma's got. Both serving it. Let's see what Toma's got. Detail penalties. It's not showing up, so I think this is just a drive through for the Toma and back marker. So yeah, that is very costly for both of them. See how they negotiate the pit exit. Yeah, fine. It's not an easy pit exit or entry around Spa, that's for sure. It shows how far Colesbury's back doesn't even overtake them. So it's a long evening for Colesbury. Waitsy as well. Boatsman quite near the back of Stinsap. So Boatsman is on the medium compound tyres, so he is in a very good position. If we could just cling on to that DRS of Stinsap, that'll be very helpful for him. Showing great pace at the moment, keeping Andy well behind him, 9/10. And Boatsman showed flashes on the previous game of great pace. Waitsy retires from the session. He was far behind, and it's a full safety car this time, so 3 safety cars already. And it's a long 3 laps round Spa. So let me so the 3 at the back had already pit because they were so far behind, and this really does bring them all back into play. And they're going, the boogeyman goes on hards, back marker goes on mediums, and Colesbury goes on hards. So what, back marker's got a penalty under the safety car. That is, it's possible. The track limit still on apply under the safety car, but yeah, it's annoying. I've done it myself, and yeah, that's unfortunate. So Waitsy in the chat saying that he swears something ridiculous. I didn't quite catch what happened to Waitsy. Showing says the overtake button, man, and I imagine if it was on up Eau Rouge, that is hard to manage. Definitely not ideal up Eau Rouge with the overtake button on. That is a hard one to keep under control. So the top 5 pit, does Toma pit as well? No, he's quite a long way back, but Foxy stays out on his mediums. So Julian pits, what's he going to go on? He goes on the hard tyres. Boatsman from medium tyres gets held massively. Gets held absolutely massively. That would really piss me off. And Boatsman gets jumped by Andy. I thought he'd lose a lot more than that. He got held for a good 2 or 3. Oh! And he just holds it up Eau Rouge on those cold tyres as well, so yeah, that would have been a horrible ending. The boogeyman right back in this on the hard tyres. So Stinsap, interestingly, has gone on the medium tyres, so he's going to be very competitive at the restart. I think he probably will be able to get to the end, but it'll probably be a bit slow for the last 4 or 5 laps compared to a hard runner. But Andy jumping Boatsman's probably the biggest thing to note out of those pit stops. shown reporting that he had to push 20 times to turn it on or off. Yeah, I saw those messages earlier. I hadn't. I'm always manually doing it. I don't leave it on or off. But I've heard you can hold it down and it turns, it keeps it on or keeps it off. But yeah, and the safety car is actually in this lap, which is one lap earlier than I thought. So let's go up front. Foxy, who stayed out, could be a good decision in the end, but he is going to be under some pressure. 5 lap old mediums, which will still be quite fast, to be fair. But there won't be much, surely not much difference to fresh hards, 5 lap mediums to fresh hards, but we will see. Here we go. Safety car peels into the pit lane, and Foxy from way back on the grid is well in this race. Where did he start again? I think it was 9th, 10th or 11th. Position changes, so he's up 12. So he started last or 12, doesn't really matter. But here goes Julian, deploying overtake, and Foxy doesn't defend. Is he using overtake? No, he's not. They are side by side though. Anything could happen here, but Foxy backs out. Stinsap holding a watching brief. Fakes a move down into Rivage, which he was never going to do, but when you're a new driver, you could make yourself look like you're a bit erratic. So Andy gets a penalty. Not helpful at all. And I think Boastman has got past Andy as well on the restart. Carlsbury with the penalty, just got back in the race, and now he's got a penalty. That's a shame for him. Sector 2 is Carlsbury. So that's the end of Carlsbury's evening. I'm sure he'll probably go back to pits and retire because the safety car is on. So that's completely fair play to him. Oh no, okay, no, he's gone for the full turn off PlayStation, which still will not bring out our safety car, so that's fine. But Julian is already out of DRS of Foxy. So there you go, telemetry enabled. Okay, so that's quite handy, you can see the RS. But yeah, should have known that. Stinsap up at the inside of Foxy. Gets the move done. Julian 2 seconds in front now. Let's go on board with Stinsap. It took a little bit out of Julian's league through the final stages of Sector 2, so I would not rule this man out of the win. But you would be crazy to bet against Julian. DRS enabled, so we got a train from P3 to P5. Foxy on his worn mediums. I say worn, they're just not new basically. I wouldn't say fully worn, but Boastman gets the move done. And yeah, Boastman looking very racy here this evening. Ooh, Andy. Ooh. I think Foxy just lifted to let Andy by there. It's a very strange place to overtake. Didn't look like a mistake from Foxy, but Andy pounces nonetheless. And Stinsap has closed. There must have been a big mistake from Julian. He has lost about a second. Julian with 80% ERS. Stinsap with 50, but oh, sector 3 we got a spinner. And it's just out of Stavilo, I think. Just on the left, is it? Oh no, okay. Oh, it's a full safety car again. Right. I'll be back in 30 seconds. So, I am back. Let's check who has pitted. Julian has pitted. He was under a bit of pressure and he's decided to pit, and they're having a little bit of a squabble. Oh, that was almost I'm getting a bit heated under the safety car here. Very close under the safety car from these lads. I mean, it's just a practice race, but you know, you can see how much it means to them. And yeah, it's, you know, under the safety car. It's not going to come in this lap. It's probably going to come in next lap. It might come in the lap after, but yeah, you can. If someone's really hassling you under the safety car, you know, it just puts a bit of pressure on you, shows their mentality, and as long as it's clean, it's all fair. But yeah, it can really disturb your rhythm, sort of thing, you know. As you can see, they are going for it, and it has to be noted as well, it is clouding over. For me, this is clouding over. Since the start, there's only 12 laps to go, but if it's a lot of safety cars, it increases the session length, and if there was rain not scheduled to hit the track, oh, as Julian gets very close to the Boogeyman, it was almost a 5-second penalty there. But if there was rain not scheduled to hit the track, from the initial forecast, then a few safety cars, you can suddenly find yourself getting rain on lap 21, lap 20, 22. So let's keep an eye out for that. Yeah, Carlsbury's still going round, but he is left. Back marker in P8 with a penalty. The only Toma. Foxy. He has gone on to a fresh set of softs. Interesting. I think they will probably make it to the end. They probably yeah, they probably will make it to the end, but they'll be very worn, and yeah, maybe it shows there's a bit of rain coming. Who knows? Andy with that penalty, that's really annoying for him, but yeah, the main thing to note is the top two are on worn tyres, 4 and 5 lap hold. So Julian on his fresh tyres is going to be looking to make some moves at the restart. Is the safety car? I didn't see the safety car was in this lap, but I might have just looked off the screen for a bit. Yeah, I think Stinsapper's gone here. Stinsapper's gone quite early, and the safety car does box. And he's gained a little bit on the boogeyman, and Julian is not asleep. Is he going to send it into La Source? He does indeed. He does indeed. What a great move from Julian off the safety car restart on the fresh mediums. Oh, what a camera angle up Eau Rouge, jeez. Boogeyman hanging on to the back of Julian. No, he's not going to go for it there. Way too far back. Any other moves? No, they're all reasonably spread out behind. Foxy has not really made an impression on those soft tyres. If anything, he's lost out one of those soft tyres, so great pace from Foxy in the last game. Postman, a great pull on, gained about a tenth through there. And we got penalties coming up. Foxy with the 3 seconds. Oh, is he going to send it? Oh, no. Oh, and who's that? Is that is Andy. Andy. I wouldn't call Andy aggressive, but he is very opportunistic. You can't live a moment with Andy not being behind you and him not thinking to overtake you. I've raced against him for a few years now, and he is up there with see, he does not mess around. He goes straight for the overtake on the Boogeyman. That was without DRS, and yeah, very hard races, Andy. The Boogeyman slightly messes up his line, and that allows Boseman to go through, and Boseman clips the inside curb, so it slows both of them down, and now Andy has cleared DRS of 4th and 5th place Boseman and Boogeyman. What about up front? Julian, 4 laps fresh and mediums. Overall, Sector 1 is back marker. Probably up Eau Rouge. Is there going to be another safety car? This will be the 5th safety car. And there is! There is. Would you believe it? Excuse me, would you believe it? But that is... So what are they going to do? What are they going to do? He's got... Stinsap's got a pit. Does Julian pit? No, he doesn't. Interesting, he faked to go in there. He does not pit. Toma, 2 lap old mediums, doesn't pit. I'd say fair enough. Mr. Ice Guard Amdi, 2 3 lap old mediums, does pit. So let's, yeah, onto the softs. Wise decision. He's not going to lose many places, and he's going to be very racy at the end. So Stinsap's got a penalty. What? How was that? Did I miss him speeding in the pit lane, or no? It's 3 seconds. So at the moment, you'd have to say, if Julian doesn't get a penalty, Boseman is the man who can challenge him. Not being unfair to Toma, because they are on the same lap old tyres, so Toma's still there, but it's just can he bring the fight to Julian? Yeah, I've lost count. I think there was 2 or 3 virtual safety cars, and 2 or 3 safety cars. I've lost count. It's either 4, 5 or 6 safety cars overall, which is astronomical. I mean, yeah, maybe maybe the safety cars are correct, and the crashing is just, it's so easy on this game to crash. It's so easy to lose out on this game. You have to be mighty patient. You can do a great lap, and then you can crash. Like it's hard to be fast every lap. You can do it, as I said, you can do a great lap, or the next lap you'll try the same and you'll crash. So it's I think I wouldn't say it's the game being premature with its safety cars. I'd just more say it's a reflection of how easy it is to crash. Like I think 2 of these crashes have been up Eau Rouge, maybe 3 of them. I think back markers was, Waitsees I think was, and I think Shones was up Eau Rouge as well. And I can't remember Trunders and Kachal. So in real life, you're binning up Eau Rouge in the wall. That's an instant safety car. So Yeah, that's very true. Showed, yeah. The big crashes, yeah, they would probably be red flags, yeah. Probably airlifted to hospital as well, yeah. So, yeah, they've got that right. I mean, Codemasters, I guess, but yeah, it's just a game, I guess. So it does really frustrate the racing and ruin it a bit, but let's hope when the season starts, drivers will cut down on these crashes and the safety car is in this lap. So let's go on board with Julian, let's see what he's going to do. So you can see the track map on the right hand side. I don't know why it's the small track map, because I've actually got the full track map available. But this is what you've got to go by, the track map, if you're in the lead, if you're ever in the lead. And you're looking at a safety car restart, you look up when that yellow dot hits the pit lane. And then you can go from there, as Julian does. It's got a 7/10 gap to the only Toma. But yeah, it's very helpful to have the full track map available for the safety car restarts. You can see exactly, it doesn't matter how far back you are, you can see exactly when the safety car hits the as Postman gets a penalty up Eau Rouge, but you can see exactly when the safety car's coming in, and you get a great idea of when to hit the throttle or not, as the only time when Andy makes another sensational move, and Postman gets past as well on the softs, but he came from a long way back there. So this is a great fight between two veteran TUF1 campaigners, as Stinsap has lost it there. You see where he's lost it there. I don't know whether oh, no way. No way. This is turning into a massive joke here. Yeah, and Julian has left. That is fair enough. You know, I'm gonna stay in the end just because I'm here, but this is ridiculous. Maybe something to be looked at. I don't know. I heard a whisper of safety car settings on this game. You can have like I don't know if this is just me imagining it, but you can have like a standard safety car or a yeah, the biggie man's out as well. Yeah, it might be time to call it a night, 'cause we've only got 5 laps, five runners remaining. Let's see what the others does. But it's a long lap round Spa. It's a long lap round Spa. It's on standard. Oh, showed. Is there? I'm sure. Is there I don't know what the safety car settings are, but are they like frequent, standard, low? I don't know. I don't know what they are. But if this is on standard, as you said, this is. I think this is. It's been good to have a practice race to see that this is way too extreme. It's really robbed us of a good race. I was looking forward to that. I was just about to say, Andy and Julian, two regulars in TUF1 for the last few years. They were about to have a nice little battle there, and yeah, it's gone. So we've got 4 runners left. Julian and Carsbury are ghost cars, so yeah, we've come this far. I will keep the stream till the end, but yeah, as you can see, people get frustrated with the amount of safety cars. I think that was the 6th one and the 4th full safety car, so I think Julian would have been in a lot of trouble though, but you can't account for this amount of safety cars. But yeah, I believe the TUF1 season starts next Monday. Let me just double check. No, I am wrong. The calendar reveal is on Thursday night, so you'll find out then when the season starts. It will either be this Monday coming up or the one after, I imagine, so stay tuned. And there is another practice race on Wednesday, same time, is for TUF2, and it will be round Spa again. So yeah, maybe we will have sorted out the safety car by then. I think this is a really good learning process. And Sean says it's only on standard, so that goes to show a lot about how standard is. But as I said, there have been massive crashes and in some bad places, so yeah, maybe it's just extremely realistic and they don't crash that much in real life. But yeah, anyway, we've got 4 runners left out of 13, and here's Postman sizing up Andy, who hasn't been able to get a good restart because of the ghost car of Julian. They've all got a penalty apart from Toma, and Toma's on the fresher tyres, so we will see. Postman deploying everything right up into Eau Rouge and just about backed out of that, of deploying up Eau Rouge. That's very risky. But Andy deployed a fair bit himself. They're both on the same ERS, so Andy wanted to keep that lead. Foxy struggling to stay with the top two. Just falling out the second window. Toma. Net race leader at the moment, and Boseman picks up another penalty, so that's him out of the race. It would have to be said. Let me see, is that 6 seconds? Yeah, it is 6, so Boseman out of the race at the moment. It's down to Foxy, but Foxy, he's used all of his deployment. You can see he's got a red battery, so all of his deployment for one lap has been used. And Andy is in the box seat to win this race. The only timer though is it probably, because he doesn't have a penalty, is the only man that could stop Andy winning this race. Foxy understeers wide through Eau Rouge, lets Toma by. And yeah, Toma is the net leader of this race. He's also on the freshest of the softs. He's on 2 lap old softs, so not missing out on a safety car pit stop. Andy would do well to clear him. He's got, let's go to the leader, he is 1.9 behind Andy at the moment, so with the tyre advantage you'd feel if he got in the DRS of Boseman, so DRS is now enabled. Toma sets the fastest lap of the race at 43.2, and he is agonisingly close to DRS here. He's just missed it by a tenth, and Boseman is all over the back of Andy. He's not deploying his ERS, neither is Andy. DRS is enough for Boseman to get past, and this is not good for Andy at all. He's got 80% ERS, so a lap and a half to go. He's going to struggle to deploy all his ERS. You could argue that he could have deployed it down the Camel Straight, but I think in order for Ernie to win this, he is going to have to deploy it round Blanchimont and into the bus stop and get past Boseman. And here he goes. And he stopped deploying. I don't know if he needs to realise this. You can only deploy 50% in one lap. He might as well go for it, because otherwise Toma in DRS is an easy win for him. But as I said, it's just a pre-season race. We've learned that the safety car is probably way too overpowered on this game, and will not feature as strongly as it has done tonight. But Andy looks like he's going to win on track. It should be an easy move against Boseman, who is deploying, but he's got nowhere near as much ERS as Andy does. And for Andy to win this race, he needs to pull out 2 seconds on Toma. Here's the long lap, but 2 seconds is way too much in my book. Foxy has not, concerningly for him, has not had the pace tonight, and he did on the last game, but this game has thrown up a lot of changes. I think if you're on the controller and you were on the last game, it's not the same on this game. Not saying that's happened to Foxy, I don't know what hardware he uses, but he is not quite at the same pace as he was last game. But Andy's going to provisionally take the win, but only time we're in this practice race, remains patient, stays in the lobby and wins the Belgian Grand Prix, so fair play to him. But we will sort out, I'm sure the admins will be having words about the safety car, because that was ridiculous. I believe it was 4 full safety cars and 2 virtual safety cars, so just completely destroyed the race. Ended up some people losing patience. Yeah, a massive shame. But the only time we went, Andy in second, Foxy in third, and Boastman in fourth, and the others with DNF. So that is it for tonight, and we'll hope to catch you soon for the start of the season. Good night.